on BBC Radio Solent.
Welcome back to BBC Radio Solent. We are joined this morning by independent short film director and producer Bradley King. We have been conducting a Q&A in order for fans to ask Bradley questions personally on his upcoming short film, The Man in the Mask. He's loved all your questions so far. The next question comes from @DanTheMan on Twitter, and he asks, how did you use new media technologies within the production planning and evaluation stages of your project?
Okay, so I had to use a range of media technologies in my project, some of which were entirely new to me. In regards to the planning stage, I used digital software such as Google Forms, Blogger and YouTube. This was to help me conduct research into short films of my chosen genre, and as well as this, gather audience research ahead of the production stage of my short film. Google's very useful as its search engine allows you to access near limitless information in a matter of seconds. I used it to also research narrative theory and audience theorists such as Theodore Adorno, Stuart Hall and Blumler and Katz. YouTube was useful in allowing me to review and analyse other short films of the same genre to help me gain an insight into a successful horror short film, whereas Google Forms allowed me to easily compile and review quantitative and qualitative data from my audience research.
What about the production stage?
During the production stage, I used a range of hardware and software. In terms of software used, I used Adobe Photoshop for my film poster and magazine review, and for my short film I decided to use Adobe Premiere Pro. I had previously used iMovie, so Premiere Pro was entirely new to me, and I had to come to grips with the program rather quickly. I feel although my understanding of Premiere Pro has increased significantly, this may have limited my abilities when it came to editing my short film, and perhaps the complexity of the program prevented me to fully understand and apply certain things to my short film during the production stage. One thing I would do differently if I was to do this again is watch tutorials on how to use Premiere Pro to its full potential in order to produce a short film that makes full use of all the program has to offer. Photoshop is a program that I am familiar with was due to the previous project. However, I would probably do the same and watch advanced tutorial videos in order to make full use of the program and what it has to offer. As for hardware, I used a Canon 700D combined with a Velbon tripod. I filmed the majority of my scenes handheld in order to add panicky and horror. I did not have access to a professional microphone, so I had to make use of what I had. And for the magazine review page and film poster, I used the same hardware and software.
Interesting. And finally, the evaluation stage.
Yes. Last but not least, the evaluation stage. For the evaluation stage, I used Microsoft Word to jot down my notes and write the scripts for my answers to each question. Now with my widened knowledge of Premiere Pro, I use the program to edit each evaluation video. And finally, I use YouTube to publish my videos and upload them to my Blogger page. Each media technology has been very helpful, and without them, I would not have been able to share my thoughts, ideas and finished products.
Great, thank you Bradley. I think that's all we have time for this morning. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, and be sure to check out The Man in the Mask.